Wandami Bante, Sally, and all participants. Welcome to the lesson on Patana Part 2. I am Tham. I'm today co-host. We'll be helping Bante and everyone in today's session. Bante, may we invite you to start the teaching, please? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Before starts talking about Patana, we will pay homage to the Buddhas by reciting Namo Tassa 3 times. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. So today we will start Patana, Part 2. Last week we have already talked about Patana, the first part, Satara type. So today we are going to talk about Satara type again, but for practical practice. So I have to make some corrections of previous talk about Hetu. So we have no Loba, Dosa, Moha, Aloba, Adosa, Amoha. These are 6 roots. This is correct, not really big problem. For about the effects, it should be 71 chitas with roots. There are only 80 rootless consciousness, right? So all other are called with roots, also associated tirsikas. Then there will be Kamacharupas and Tirjarupas. It will be cause of a relationship. Then again, we also have 12 and chitas, agree-rooted, 2 hatred-rooted, and delusion-rooted, and also 12 knowledge-associated chitas. So these are lower level. Now we have higher level, knowledge-associated. 12 knowledge-associated chitas, also 27 Bhagavata chitas, which means jhana chitas, also 8 lokodara chitas, supra-mental consciousnesses. So these are supported by Loba Dosa Moha, Aloba Dosa Amoha, then they are called root conditions. Okay, today we have to start with rebirth of this life. So we have already talked about a story of a lady who offered rice covered with jasmine flower to the Buddha and made an aspiration to be reborn as a girl. So we will talk about her life as a sample here. Then in her death moments, the karma will appear. It doesn't mention what kind of object appear in her death moments, but we can guess the karma appear. It can be karma, it also can be karma sign, or sign of karma, it can be Gati Nimitta, sign of destination. Okay, for about karma, it will be as she was offering. Then it will appear in her mind that she was preparing the foods, or maybe the color of the foods, the smell of the food, and so on. So when that appear, then there will be mind-to elevated consciousness in her near-death moment. Now we have jhana, embulsions, 5 jhanas, 5 embulsion consciousnesses. These are called karma in near-death moment. Then after that, we have the dharamana, registrary minds, also can be 2 registrary minds. There will be duty, death moment. So these steps, the 5 jhanas, embulsions, karmic forks, will produce patisandhi, rebirth in new life. In this very life, he was born as Sumana Devi, by her previous karmic potentiality, offering rice covered with jasmine flower to the Buddha. So this life, she was born as 3 roots. We can easily know it because she attained novelhood in this body life. If like this, we can also know Bodhisattva is a kind of consciousness, revolving consciousness. It will arise together with mental fetters. We have 7 universals. We can review the chapter 2 about mental fetters. Then 6 centuries, like Vitaka, Vijara, and so on. 19 beautiful universals and wisdom. These are mentalities that arise in her rebirth linking consciousness, or in this very beginning of this life, when she met the Buddha. So, if we have mental aggregates, then we also have 4 mental aggregates. So Vedana is among the 7 universals, feeling, also one of the mental fetters. One of the mental fetters is also aggregate. Sanya, the perceptions, is also one of the aggregates. This is also a mental fetters also. Then Sankhara, all other mental factors are Sankhara. Then Vijnana is a consciousness. So we have to review the one, feeling, one of the mental fetters. Then perceptions, one of the mental fetters. Then consciousness, Chitta, Vijnana Khanda. Then all others are Sankhara Khanda. So these 4 aggregates will support each other. When we are going to carry very big box, if 4 of us have to carry, the burden will be lighter, because heavy burden, we will lift, 4 persons will lift together, then it will be easier. If 2 persons lift, they cannot carry because too heavy. This is just an example. So we have 4 mental aggregates. They will work together to be reborn in the very beginning of this life. Then, when they are arising together, they can support each other. So here we have Sahajata types. Sahajata means they arise together. Sahami, together. Jadami, arise, or happen, or exist. Reborn, we can also say like that. Anyway, Sahajadami arising together. The Nisaya, dependent. They are interdependent. 1 depends on 3. 3 depends on 1. 2 depends on 2. Also, the other 2 also remain on previous 2. They are called Nisaya. Ati. In the present, before disappearing or before passing away, they can support each other. That is why they are Ati, present conditions. Avikata, non-disappearance. So before their disappearance, they can support each other. That is why they are called Avikata. In every single mind moment, these 4 aggregates will be the same. In Sahajata type. So we have said javanas, emotion, karma produce the bodhisattva, the rebirth. We also have another one, anya manya, mutuality, the mutual conditions. They have mutual relationship called anya manya. Now vipaka, the resulting consciousness. So this pradisandhi, reverse consciousness, is produced by karma. That is why this is a vipaka citta, vipaka conditions, result conditions. Samyutta, association, associated. So they associate. Mostly nama to nama, we have association. But nama to rupa, dissociation. So association means they will arise together, they will take the same objects, depending on the same things, the same base, they will perish together. This is called Samyutta. So now we have already know Sajata, Nisaya, Ati, Avikata, 4 conditions. After that, Anyamanya, Vipaka, Samyutta, 3 more. So altogether, 7 conditions. So these are for the basics, nama to nama relationship. Now we also have to know few more steps here. Alobha, adosa, amoha. How can we know alobha, adosa, amoha? The karma she has done is kusala, offering foods for the Buddha. That is why it will associate with alobha, adosa, amoha. So alobha, adosa, amoha are from sankhara khanda. And this sankhara khanda also can support vijnana khanda, vedana khanda, and all other remaining mental factors in sankhara khanda. So these alobha, adosa are root conditions, as we have explained previous week, previous Dhamma talk. Then it will be hetu paccaya, root conditions. So sajata, nisaya, ati, avikata are big sajata, anyamanya, vipaka, samyutta are medium sajata, hetu, now this is a small sajata. We will continue all the small sajata, step by step. Then again, vijnana, consciousness, we also say citta. Then one more, chanda, viriya, vimansa. So when we have very supreme minds, higher minds, we can also do many different things. We can also complete many of our responsibilities. Then chanda, desire, strong desire or supreme desire. When we have very strong and supreme desire, very strong willingness, we can also do many different things. We can also be successful. Viriya, efforts. It can be mental energy, it also can be bodily energy. Any energy can be considered as viriya. When we have supreme viriya, supreme efforts, we can also be successful. We can also perform many different things. Although it's very difficult, it's possible to overcome it. Vimansa, investigation or wisdom. We also say panya sometimes. When we are very wise, we can also perform many different things. So these 4 are called activity. Citta, vijnana khanda, consciousness aggregate, chanda, desire, viriya, energy or efforts, vimansa, wisdom, these are from sankhara khanda. So these 4 are called activity, supreme, or extremes, highly extremes. So they are activity, predominant predominant conditions. When these four become very predominant, we can do everything we wish. So, again, Chetana, volition. The Buddha said, Chetana han bhikkhave kammam vadami. Bhikkhus, volition is called kamma. I declare that volition is kamma. So that means when we have Chetana, volitions, or reinforcements factors, we will accomplish many, many kammas. That's why Chetana is also one of the factors that can support all other associated mental factors. So it will be kamma. Kamma bhajyo. And we have vijnana, chitta, and phassa and chetana. These are called three mental nutriments. Phassa, contact. So when we have contact, we can also experience different types of feeling. Phassa is a nutriment for feeling. Then we have chetana. We also say kamma, right? So chetana will produce our life. That means when we have chetana, we may have new kammas. It will produce new life. This is also nutriment for kamma. Then vijnana, consciousness. Without consciousness, all other mental factors cannot arise. That's why vijnana is also nutriment for associated mental factors. These are called mental nutriments. We call nama ahara. So these three factors will be the cause, or other mentalities will be the effects. It will be ahara bhajyo. One more. Vijnana. We can say mana, mind. Chitta, consciousness. Then there will be jivita, life faculties. This means mental life faculties. 5 indriyas. Mostly we just know 5 controlling faculties like saddha, faith or confidence, viriya, efforts, sati, mindfulness, samadhi, concentration, panya, wisdom. These 5 are called 5 indriyas, 5 controlling faculties. So 5 controlling faculties and jivitas are from Sankhara Khanda, and manindriya, mind faculties, are from Vijnana Khanda. So Vijnana Khanda is called manindriya. Let me question the faculties. So these factors were, so also one more thing here. Vedana, sorry, feeling. Feeling is also one of the faculties. So all these faculties will be the causes, and remaining mentalities will be the effects. The condition will be indriya. Again, we have Vitakka, Vichara, Piti, Ekakata. On hearing this voice or this sound, you may understand what kind of condition it can be, because we are very familiar with jhana factors. Vitakka, in application, initial application. Vichara, sustained application. Piti, rapture or joy. Ekakata, one-pointedness. Now we also have Vedana, feeling. the first jhana, the second jhana, the third jhana, it will be sukha, happiness. In the fourth jhana, it can be upekkha, equanimity, according to Sutta. According to Abhidhamma, we have five jhanas. The first jhana, the second jhana, the third jhana, the fourth jhana. These four jhanas were associated with sukha. The fifth jhana were associated with upekkha, equanimity. Both sukha and upekkha are vedana, feeling. So feeling is also one of the jhana factors. So these jhana factors are the causes. All other remaining mentalities are the effects. Then it will be jhana conditions. Now the last one among the mentalities, the Eightfold Path. You have no Noble Eightfold Path. We have samadhi, right view, that refer to wisdom. Sammasankappa, right thoughts, refer to vitakka, initial application. And samavacha, samagammanta, samajiva, that means right speech, the right actions, right livelihood. These are called three abstinence. Now we also have, okay, but here in this Parisati moments, then the three abstinence will not rise. But anyway, we can also explain it now because just for general knowledge here, right? In the refined consciousness, it does not take the three abstinence as objects. Now we may have another one, samasati, right concentration, samavayama, the right efforts, also samadhi, right concentration. So all these are from Sankhara Khanda. So these Noble Eightfold Paths. Now in the case of Bodhisattva, minus three abstinence will be the cause. All other mental factors will be the effects. That the condition will be mega. So that means when the lady who offers rice covered with jasmine flower was born as a girl in this body life, in the rebirth consciousness, these are the conditions in her life. These are only mental aggregates. The similar thing we're applying here, bhavanga. Then second bhavanga, third bhavanga. Okay, any bhavanga mind moments in her lifetime. They have the same cause-effect relationship, the same conditions. Then there will be material aggregates, kaya and bhava. Kaya means body takiklapas, also bhava means takiklapas. So when she was born as a girl. So body takiklapas is very clear. Then she was born as a girl. Bhava female sex mentality is also clear. So when we have these two mental aggregates, and we also have to know nama du rupa. So mental aggregate can support material aggregates. So mentality to materialities. It will be the same. 4 grades or 4 big sajata type. Sajata, Nisaya, Ati, Avigata. So they will arise together, but they will not perish together. So the 4 mental mental aggregates will depend on the rupa. They are also interdependent, we can also say another way. That actually, before variation away, when they are present, they can support each other. Avigata, before variation away, they can support each other. After variation away, they cannot support anymore. These are nama to rupa relationship. Then again, vipaka and vipayuta. Since Pradisandhi consciousness is resultant, rebirth linking is resultant consciousness, there will be vipaka. This rebirth linking consciousness is produced by karma in her near-death moments. Here we have already mentioned 5 javanas, 5 impulsions, mind moments. Now vipayuta. For nama to nama, we have sampayuta because they arise together, they perish together, depending on the same time they arise, the same pace they arise, then they will take the same object. But now here, nama to rupa, they will arise together, but they will not perish together. Nama can take objects, rupa cannot take any objects. They have different bases. That's why there will be vipayuta. This is the basic theory for nama to rupa relationship. Whenever nama to rupas, there will be pisajata, 4 pisajata types. There are also vipaka and vipayuta, it's normal. Altogether 6. As we have explained before, alova, adosa, amoha, root conditions. So that means this alova, adosa also can support both mentalities and materialities. In our previous part, we just talked about nama to nama. This time, this alova, adosa, amoha will support mental aggregates, also can support material aggregates at the same time. That's why it's hetu conditions, root condition. As you have known, Chanda, Virya, Vimasa, they are called predominant. Also, Vijnana, Chitta, consciousness, altogether 4 predominant factors. You also say highly esteemed, also chief or leader. So these 4 factors also can support mental aggregates, also material aggregates. They are adipati. Predominant conditions. Homochetana, you have known this is called karma. So we have one more thing. Chetana is Sankara Khanda. So this is also one of the supporting causes in every single mind moment. Although here Pradisandhi rebirth linking consciousness is resultant, it's not karma. Chetana in that one can reinforce or can help all other associated mental factors and also rupas at the same time before passing away. That's why it's a karma condition. Phassa and Chetana, we have already talked about Vijnana Chitta, 3 mental nutriments. So these 3 mental nutriments also can be the cause for mentalities and materialities in the rebirth linking consciousness or rebirth linking moments. So here we have only Kama, right? It will be ahara, the conditions. So, jivita, vedana, saddha, viriya, sati, samadhi, panya. Actually, vedana should be separately feeling brigades. Anyway, I have already added here. So these mental factors are called indriya, controlling faculties, or maybe faculties. Jivita is life faculties for mentalities. Vedana is a feeling, we call feeling faculty. Saddha, faith or confidence. And then viriya, energy or efforts. Then sati, mindfulness. Samadhi, concentration. Panya, wisdom. Vijnana, mana. You can say manindari, mental faculties or mind faculties or consciousness faculties. So these faculties can also be the cause for remaining mentalities, also materialities. They are called indriya conditions. Although here I list out all the factors, if one of them is in the mentalities, they also can be, it also can be the cause. Then jhana factors. Yeah, I didn't write down anything. I just talk about jhana factors. You have already known it. So there will be feeling, vedana, feeling brigade. So jhana factors can be the cause for remaining mental aggregates, mentalities, and also materialities in revolving in conscious, revolving in moments. It's called jhana condition. And on the last one, the Eightfold Path. As I have said before, in the reverse, there cannot be three abstinences. If one of them exists there, although there's no eight, right? Only, for example, only Samasankappa. You can associate with many of wholesome or unwholesome. So right view can associate with all the wholesome, beautiful consciousness. So not all the wholesome, sorry, all the jhanas, all the supramundane states. Also, some of the beautiful consciousnesses. But for about Samasankappa, right thoughts, you can associate with good and bad, both. Although one of the factors is powerful enough to support, there were some other exceptions in the practical practice again. They are called mega. So these are the conditions we can learn in the present moment. So again, there will be some knowledge about Buddha's Abhidhamma, or you may have some knowledge about Paudroya Dhamma Talk or Paudroya Meditation Manual. In reality, in the present moment, we also have one more, Harayavatu Rupas. Probably the difference between Harayavatu Rupas. So this is, we call heart base, heart materialities at the time of the rebirth. It will be not much different from previous one. From nama to rupas, or maybe rupa to namas, two-way relationship. Especially in sadhana type. Okay, today we just talk about sadhana type. There will be many other remaining types. We have to go slowly from mental aggregate to Haraya, or Haraya to mental aggregate. They are two-way relationship. So in the reverse moment, in the very beginning of this life, we have only 3 rupa-kalapas: kaya, body, teki-kalapas; bhava, set-teki-kalapas; hariya, heart materialities, heart-teki-kalapas. Only 3 kalapas. Then it will be together the same as sajata. When they are arising together. Sa means together. Jata means arising. They arise together. That's when they are sajata. But they don't perish together. Nisaya. The mental aggregates will depend on hariya. Hariya also depend on mental aggregates. Without mental aggregates, heart materiality alone cannot arise. Nisaya. Hati. Present. When they are present, they can support each other. Then avigata. The same before non-disappearance. Again, non-disappearance. That means before disappearance, they have relationship. In reality, the mental aggregates, the 4 mental aggregates will perish earlier than hariya rupa, heart materialities. I have said previously, Parisandhi is resulting consciousness produced by Javana. So here we have vipaka again. From relationship between hariya and mental aggregates, also we have vipaka. Vipayuta. As I have explained in Kaya and Bhava, it will be the same. They will arise together, but they will not perish together. They may have different base. The mental aggregate will have objects. Hariya will true. Heart materiality cannot have any objects. They cannot take anything as objects. Called vipayuta. Here too, of course, in Sankara, Lobha, Dosa, Moha, Alobha, Dosa, Moha will be Hetu, as usual. We also have activity. For activity, again, activity conditions. Now we also have Kama. Jirana will be the cause, or other mentalities, and hariya rupas will be the effects. There will be Kama. Ahara. We have 3 mental aharas, mental nutriments. I have repeated 2 times, right? That's one. This time I will not show any slideshow. So Phassa, Cetana, and Vijnana, or consciousness. These 3 factors will be the cause or remaining mentalities, and hariya rupas will be the effects. Indriya. I have list out Indriyas, Vijnana, Vedana, also Jivita, and 5 controlling faculties. Even one of them can be powerful enough to be the cause. All other mental factors and hariya rupas will be the effects. Jhana factors. Even one of the jhana factors can arise. It can be the cause. And all other can be the effects. Mega, Noble Eightfold Path. As we have known, there will be mega conditions between hariya rupas and mental aggregates. Okay, so we have only additional conditions. That one is anyamanya. So anyamanya means neutrality. When we are going to talk about kaya and bhava, we don't have anyamanya. But when we are going to talk about hariya and mental aggregates, they are anyamanya. In the Patana, when you review Akatikane, Nama Rupa, anyamanya, or anyamanya pachena pachayo, this one refer to Ariya Rupa and 4 mental aggregates in the revealing consciousness or present moments. So they have special relationship. That's why Ariya will be more condition, one more condition, Anyamanya. For about Kaya and Bhava, we don't have many conditions. Okay, here we have to explain again. There will be many other cause-effect relationships. For example, when we are going to talk about Bhavanga mind moments, it will be a little bit different. There will be more conditions. But for about, especially for about rupas, there will be more rupas in Bhavanga mind states. There can be Tirja rupas, or there can be Udaja rupas at the time. So we have to add a little bit more conditions. Chitta will produce. Then here, Vijnana Khanda will produce. The mind produce materialities in Bhavanga mind states. Then there will be temperature in the Kaya and Bhava rupas, Ariya rupas. It also can produce new kalapas. We call temperature produce kalapas in the Bhavanga mind moments. It can rise together with Bhavanga mind moments. That is why in the Bhavanga mind moments, there will be more cause-effect relationship. But all these are Sajjata type, Rupa to Rupa. When we are going to talk about Rupas to Rupa, we cannot talk about like a hetu, activity, or any other things. Anyway, when we talk about Rupa and Rupas, we cannot talk about hetu, activity, kama, ahara, indriya, jhana, mega, and anyamanya. I have already shown in the slideshow before 4 primary elements. They can support each others. Then it can be anyamanya, also can be sajjata like that. Okay, now the main thing is, and this is the very beginning of sajjata type. You can also understand the same, but I want to explain very many things in detail in many other mind moments. Also, we also have to understand very many different mental processes. There are many different mental processes. There will be very many different mind moments. And in different mind moments, there also can be different number of mental factors. Sometimes there will be the same number of mental factors. So according to the mental factors, the condition will be changed. For example, hetu, lobha, dosa, moha, alobha, dosa, amoha in the mental factors. And there can be hetu conditions. Similarly, activity. There will be chitta, but if one root chitta, it cannot be. It can be only, it must be 2 root or 3 root chittas. Kama, chitta can associate with any types. Kama can be anywhere if namadu, nama, or namadu rupas relationship. The ahara, consciousness will be everywhere. It can arise with any types of, it can arise in any types of mental process. Indriya, we have manindriya. It's a vichikicha, right? Manindriya. Then it will be, there's a chitta, so it can be indriya conditions in any relationship. For jhana, you can know jhana factors. For mega, you can also know mega I, no 4 paths plus wrong view. Among the unwholesome deed also, there can be mega conditions because of wrong view. Okay, anyway, in brief, today we just talk about Patisandhi mind moments. So you have to understand all other remaining mind moments. There will be different cause and effect relationship according to the number of mental factors. But this is the thing we have to remind you. So anyway, today the lesson is a little bit short, but I think you can understand. You can catch because I repeat 3 times, right? So if necessary, I mean, if you request again, I will going to use maybe a few examples of mental process of such other type. I think if you can understand well now, if not necessary, if you can think, if you can consider by yourself, I will change to Adhamana types next week, right? If possible. Okay, now we have already talked about the lady and her life and how to discern cause of a relationship and conditions in the present moments. Similarly, life continuance, going on mind moments. So practically in our practice, when we talk about cause apprehension knowledge or the knowledge of cause apprehension, we must discern cause of a relationship in Vipassana to overcome doubt about the past, present, and future. If we can overcome it, if we can overcome doubt about past, present, and future, we have said we are Chula Sotapanna, lesser or small Sotapanna. It will be beneficial for our practice. So may you all be able to practice cause and effect relationship, or may you all be able to practice 3 trainings, and may you all be able to realize the Buddha's teaching as Buddha instructed, and may you all be able to realize the final cessation, Nibbana. Sādhu, Sādhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Bhante, for today's lesson on Patana. Dear all participants, if you have any question, please raise your hand. So I think there's something that Sale Punyachari would like to confirm is the Ati Avigata. The Ati, should it be not a long A?
Okay. So not long A also, but because of fonts, you can do that's a font problem.
It's a font type.
The font type.
Yes. Another question from Sister Cheng Siu. May I know if Adipati is only present or applicable in Javana? Please.
Yeah, sure. It's maybe in Javana, sure. Okay, sure. Sure, is right.
Bhante, could you please briefly explain? So this is Patana condition from your textbook and the table on cause and dependent effect. Yeah, Bhante, would you please explain briefly, maybe on the Patana conditions and this table?
Okay. So, okay, on the table, okay, so just talk about table, right?
Okay.
Okay. So now I have I think in the first row, I talk about, I have to talk about 1, 2, 3, 4, right? As a number, right? So, okay, now we talk about row number 1. Associated mentalities, also, cause also associated mentalities, PF also associated mentalities, then condition will be Sajjata type. So Sajjata type means, I have already talked about Sajjata type now, right? It mostly Nama do Nama, also give me Nama do Rupas. Then row number 2, preceding mind moments and succeeding mind moments, called Anandara type. Anandara type, we have Anandara, Samanandara, Upanisaya, also Nati, Vigata, and so on. We have condition according to the mind moments. Anyway, so preceding mind moments and succeeding mind moments. Preceding mind moments is the cause, succeeding mind moment is the effect. The condition will be Anandara type, continuity type. Then row number 3, preceding mental process and succeeding mental process. So for example, we may have idle mental process, or aero mental process, for example. It will be Upanisaya. Actually, here I have Upanisaya, I have a footnote too. Upanisaya, I have a footnote. Can you screw footnotes? Okay. If there is a one interval mind moment or more within the mental process, in mental process, or interval mental processes, or many lives, also Upanisaya. Okay, so you can screw up. So Upanisaya means it can be within 1 minute process, right? If there's a 1 interval mind moment, also can Upanisaya. If 1 minute process to another minute process, so Upanisaya, maybe minute process in this very life and another life also can be Upanisaya. It can be many different ways of Upanisaya. This is the third rule, cause of a relationship. Then 4, it will be a little bit more complicated. So mentality, you know already. And Pradisandi Kamacha. Now we have already talked about Kaya, Bhava, and Haraya. Kaya means bodhicitta klavas, also sattvic klavas, and materialities. In Panchokara means 5 brigades runs. So this is mentalities is the cause, and Pradisandi Kamacha rupas are the effects. Also, Chija rupas can be the effects. It will be Satara type again. So difference between Namadu Nama and Namadu Rupas. In the Namadu Namas, we have, according to the types, we have like the Vibhaka, Samyuddha, Anyamanya, and so on. For Pradisandi Kamasa type, Hariya do mentalities, Pradisandi, Chitta, Lekami, Anyamanya, also can be Sajara, also maybe, right? But it can be like Vibhaka type, for example. Anyway, the main thing is mentality is the cause. Then Kamacha Rupas and Tirja Rupas are the effects. It will be Satana type again. Then another one is mentality to base objects. We also say Chaturja Rupas. Now you have number 4. Base objects, and we also say Chaturja Rupas, right? Chaturja Rupas means we have a 4 producing cause of Rupas, which is fine Karma, which is fine consciousness, which is fine nutriments, which is fine temperature. It can be Pachachara type. Pachachara types mean we can like a post-nascence. So that means mentality will be the cause. It will arise later. It can support preceding materialities, rupas. It's called Pachachara types. Okay. 5. Base, objects, or that's mentalities. The base and object are the cause. Mentality will be the effects. It can be Purichara type. So pre-nascence conditions. Sorry. Pre-nascence means so objects and base will arise earlier, the mentality will arise later. Because the base and objects, especially like if rupa objects, it would be like the lifespan of object will be longer than mentalities that they can support. Okay, now rule number 6. And I can divide into 2 groups, right? So 4 elements and life faculties. So 4 elements, actually now I have a new table again. Anyway, so 4 elements in the same material, same klapas, okay? Then it will be Satara type. The life faculties and materiality in the same klapas, Indriya type. So we have already talked about Indriya type. This one is Rupa Indriya. Previous one is Nama Indriya. Then the last one, we have Ahara, okay? That means mentality in different klapas. Then it will be Ahara types, okay? Okay, actually I have a new table now. This one is the old version. Anyway, then okay, now 7. Past karma and resetting consciousness in this very life. And also kamaja kalapa in this very life. It can be nanaknika karma with different occasions, right? So past karma will produce that is called nanaknika karma. Nanami, different. Anami, moments, different moments. So past and present relationship. Then 8, concepts and mentalities. It will be Aramana and Upanisaya. So I just categorize into 8 groups according to the conditions. This is a brief introduction to Patana. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Bante. There's a question from the chat box from Sali Punya Chari. Could Bante please explain that there was a Thera who was reflected his morality at that moment because he had hit that grass at one time and then he was reborn in the woeful place. How about that Thera's Patisandhi according to Sahajata type?
Okay. So that means he was born as a serpent, a naga. But this is it depends on the types. Okay. That means I think they are born from an egg, right? So from egg to two, that means they may have 2 rebirths. One is in the mother's one as an egg, after that break down the egg and born as naga, right? I think naga has egg, right? Like a snake. But anyway, in the Patisandhi like that, there will be not much difference because the karmic force, karmic potentiality. Karmic force is regrets, remorse. Now revert is aheduka, unrooted consciousness. Agosarubaka, unrooted consciousness. So if unrooted consciousness, then there cannot be many mental fetters. It will be less mental fetters. Then, like it cannot be like a mega ashram, right? Yeah, so it's more like the way for path. Mega condition cannot be there. Okay, anyway, it will be the same nama do rupas. Same relationship. But the number of condition will be less than human being because they are animal. Okay?
Next question we have from Sister Ching Siu again. Dear Bante, may I know for Pachajata, does it include objects? Please.
Pachajata, okay. Pachajata is Buddhijata imasa kayasa. It just mentioned, right? Pachajata, Chidatirsika Dhamma, Buddhijata imasa kayasa, right? It just mentioned like that. That's why you have Ikaja Kaya, Dvijaka, Dvija, and also Struja. So it can be, it depends on what kind of objects. Right? But here in this case, we cannot talk about objects because this is a Kaya. Kaya means, okay, we can talk about like a Kamaja, Chitija, Udija, Aharaja, 4 causes. We will talk about Patisandhi moment, for example. In the Patisandhi moment, then we have only Kamaja rupas, only Ikaja. No, yes, only one types, only Kamaja types. So then, Patisandhi, the first Bhavanga to Patisandhi, the first Bhavanga in Patisandhi, then it will be only Kamaja type. That's why we're gonna say objects is condition here, right?
We have one from Sister Cheng Siu. May Bante kindly explain under what circumstances Pachajata mentalities support objects, please?
Okay, now. Okay, fortunately, I have a Tipika nearby. Okay, later I'll explain to her. Okay, any other question?
We received another question from Sally Punyachari. Could Bante please explain about the Sahajata type of Asanya Satta beings who are reborn in the karma plane?
Okay, very easy, right? Okay, that one is actually, they have 4 elements. They are born as life non-kalapas. That's fine. They may have Mahabuddha, 4 elements, Sajara type, Anyamanya type, you can say like that. Right? They don't have any relationship with Nama to Rupas, only Rupa to Rupas. So it should be only short, right? Sajata, Anyamanya, Nisaya, Ati, Avigata. Then we cannot say any other things.
Okay. Next, we have a question from Dhamma friend Herman Sutiono. Bante, I would like to ask, are there 3 khandha which make arise ahara pachaya can automatically make upanisaya pachaya in karma mind moment? Thank you.
Asa Jirnawi. We're going to say 3 kanda, right? Oh, Upanisaya Pachaya, sure. So Upanisaya, sure. If they can write Upanisaya, sure. Okay. Okay. So now let's start your question, right? I mean, fine. So okay, here we just talk about the Ikajakaya, Trijakaya, Trijakaya, and so on, right? The question is an object, right?
May Bhante kindly explain under what circumstances Pachajata mentality support objects?
Because there are mentalities support the objects. Pachajata types is different from object actually. We have only Aramana Bodhijata, right? We don't have Aramana Pachajata or anything. So it's almost impossible. Okay.
Sanana Shirley typed a question in the chat box. Wandami Sādhu, good evening. Please, Sādhu, advise about, example, if have a woman make aspiration, Chetana, do not to reborn again. Sādhu, thank you very much.
I see. So if make aspiration not to be reborn again, right? Okay, this is a good aspiration. If you are going to make aspiration, just make aspiration, may attain Nibbana or something like that. Or maybe, as usually we just make aspiration, Idami Bunya, Nibbana Sapachiyo Hodas. And aspiration is also called making aspiration not to be reborn. So if you make aspiration to attain Nibbana, this is also not to be reborn. Good enough.
Then may Bhante lead us in making aspirations and sharing of merits?
Okay. Idawadaja amehi sambadam bunya sambadam sabbe deva numodandu sabha sambadi siriya idame nyadinam hodu sukhida hondu nyadeyo idame nyadinam hodu sukhida hondu nyadeyo idame nyadinam hodu sukhida hondu nyadeyo idame bunyam asawakaya waham hodu Idame bunyam nibbanasa pajayo hodu mama bunya bagam savasadanam bhajemi te sabbe me samam bunya bagam labandu.
Sādhu, Sādhu, Sādhu. Thank you, Bhante, and everyone for your time and participation. Till we meet on next Saturday. May all be well and happy. Sādhu, Sādhu, Sādhu.